Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of the Skin Clinic Makeover. Now if you haven't already watched the first episode, it's about me doing this inbuilt niche by extending a wall. So if you want to go back and watch that one first, please feel free to, but you don't have to watch these in order. In this episode, I'm going to turn this laminate reception desk and the ugly orange stuff behind it into stone. I'm also going to change the chandelier that's above this to be gold instead of silver. I'm going to do a few little fix-up of some existing things that just look a bit old. I'm going to build some pot plant stands. I'm going to upcycle a coffee table and install a beautiful laser cut sign of her branding. And I'm going to do everything on a super tight budget. Are you ready? Let's go! Okay, the first thing that I tackled on this side of the room was this ugly laminate, and I wanted to turn it to stone. So after many hours of research, this is actually what I found was going to be the most affordable and the most realistic looking stone. So this is a self-adhesive like vinyl film. It is very thin, but great for any surfaces where you need it to be waterproof, oil-proof. It has great reviews, so I knew that it was tested by other people. It also comes in some other colors as well, but this was the only one that sort of looked realistic marble and worked with the vibe that I was going for. It also comes in different dimensions as well. These are much wider than any of the vinyl that I could find in Australia. Shipping took just 2 weeks. Just quickly before we get started, if you love watching DIY projects, I have loads over on my channel. Head there after you watch this and consider subscribing and tap that notification bell. It really helps my channel and it's free. Now you're going to see me doing some priming over the top of these. That's because I didn't actually open the rolls and realize that they are foil backed, so I didn't even need to sort of cover up this orange. I was worried that it would bleed through. Anyway, if you see them not orange and not navy, then you know why. Alright, this stuff did not come with instructions, but again, I did a little bit more research and I found out that you actually need to do a spray technique. So you need to pull off the backing and then spray both the backing and the surface that you're applying it to with water. So just grab yourself any misting bottle and spray away. Now, for really large pieces like this, I found that using like a long piece of metal or timber was really good to be able to sort of pick the whole thing up at once, because there was just one of me doing this. So here I've got just a bracket and I'm just sticking it right to the edges, and then I'm going to pick everything up and lay this down. Now what the water does is it helps stop anything actually sticking. So this won't actually stick until you actually squeeze the water out from between the film and the surface that you're applying it to. So it gives a workability that you wouldn't normally have if you just tried to stick it on without any water there. I hope that makes sense. What I'm using to squeeze out the water is just a regular cheap squeegee. So you want to do just gentle motions, squeezing out the water from the center and working outwards. You don't actually have to push all of the water out the first time you're doing it. I recommend that you just sort of do a little bit of gentle smooshing. You don't want to stretch the vinyl at all. It really needs to be non-stretched, otherwise you will get bubbles and ripples. This part was really hard because I kind of couldn't get under it. I would have been better off, instead of leaving it in the roll like this, just doing it in one big piece. But anyway, I digress. All right, here is a great example of me doing gentle smooshing from the center outwards. So don't worry about pressing too hard at this stage. You're just trying to work out those bubbles and get all of them out through the top, bottom, and edges. Then once everything is beautiful and smooth, go back to the center and do a harder press so that all that water is completely gone and that glue can dry. To do around PowerPoints, you want to take the cover off the PowerPoint and then protect it with some painter's tape. Now you want to stick all of your vinyl all the way up until the very start of that PowerPoint. Then you're going to cut an X. And then just working your way around really gently, making sure you don't cut too far. Just keep cutting until you get it really nice and perfect all the way around that edge. Then you can just keep going, take the painter's tape off later, and then pop your cover back on, and that gives you a couple of mil either side of that PowerPoint where you've got that little bit of excess that can cover if you went a little bit too far in your cutting. When I had these long, thinner panels to do, I found it easier to leave it in the roll and just unroll as I went spraying as well. This was helpful when I had to get around this tack. Don't buy new PowerPoint outlet covers, just paint them with White Knight squirts. This stuff is cheap and it goes on to plastic. Clean them thoroughly and use alcohol on them to get rid of anything. Give them a light sand if they are super, super glossy. These are pretty old, so they're quite dull. Take your can and you want to do one light coat first and then come back in 20 minutes and do another full coat. There we go, one light coat. Oh no, my camera. Nice and fresh. There we go, done. Don't you go anywhere, I have these super cute plant stands that you can make for just a few dollars coming up in a sec. The clinic already had a few plants as you walk in, and I think greenery is really important for that, but we need to upgrade these. I found 3 of these really large cement planters for $30 each on Marketplace, but they were all the same size and I wanted 3 varying sizes. So all I needed to do was make a couple of quick plant stands and paint them white, obviously. A little stand for this one, a slightly taller one for this, and they'll be my 3 different heights. I'm just going to do a really simple plus or X base with some legs, and I've just measured how wide my pots are, how tall I want them, just sort of sat them on different things to see how they look together, and let's whip this up. Hopefully this should be one of those 20-minute jobs that actually does take 20 minutes. Knowing me, it will take 2 hours. And here's a little cut list just so it's visually easy for me to know exactly what to cut. Now obviously it's a little bit hard for me to tell you exactly what sizes to cut because you could make these for any pot size, but I will try and leave a PDF of the rough sort of layout of how these pot stands work in the description below. Now I'm joining all these pieces with basically pocket hole joins, but I didn't actually bring my pocket hole jig. I did have these stepped drill bits though. So it turns out you don't even need a pocket hole jig as long as you have the drill bits, because you can literally just go in a little bit and then go on an angle and you will have the exact same thing. So if you're on a budget, just buy a pocket hole drill bit. Pocket holes make really sturdy joints, by the way, because pots with soil in them are heavy. Alrighty, here we go. Oh, they fit, thank goodness. My math worked. Woohoo! Also, what is that white spot on my butt? It's almost 3 a.m. So my client arrives in 6 hours. So I'm just gonna don't go away. Up next, I'm converting a 60s table into a 20s table. Why does that sound so weird? 20s? Yeah, it's the 20s. Alright, so I bought this table for 20 bucks on Marketplace. It is the absolute perfect shape on top, but the stand is a little bit 60s, and I knew I had some MDF left over from building the inbuilt niche. So I thought maybe I can just do a basic plus for the base, and then that will bring it into this century. The top was made out of laminate and it looked fine, but I just wanted to make it a little bit more like stone, so I gave it a quick sand and then I painted it with this stone texture paint, which not only stopped it looking like laminate, but it also gave it a really hard wearing surface so that it was durable. Okay, this light up here is silver, and this one's meant to be gold, it's actually rose gold, but everything else is going to be gold, so we need to make this gold. So rub and buff to the rescue. Now, just in case you've never heard of rub and buff, this stuff is magic in a tube. Basically, this tiny little tube is like a waxy oil substance that you can rub on anything and it will look like real gold or brass. It comes in lots of different colors. It is a little bit expensive, but this tiny tube will last you a long time. Nope, don't go anywhere. It's the last piece of the puzzle. I am laser cutting a sign for free. So Sue's Clinic has some amazing branding on the outside, but there wasn't really anything on the inside. So I decided she needed a massive 2-meter sign. Now, normally these would be hundreds of dollars, but if you've ever met me, you'll know that I'm the bargain queen of the world, and we're not paying that. We're going to get most of this done for free. So some of the libraries in Australia have a maker space. Now, a maker space is a space where you can use all of these amazing creative tools. Some of them have different equipment, but there's things like sewing machines, 3D printers, and some of them have laser cutters. So I was able to get this cut for free. You can generally use a small amount of their acrylic or plywood that they have there, but because I was doing a bit of a larger sign, I went to a local acrylic sign cutter and asked if they had any scrap that they were chucking out and could I have it? And of course, he said yes. Now, acrylic is available in a gold finish, but I didn't really like the color of the gold, so I ended up using an adhesive vinyl that was in a really shiny foil gold finish. And I just put all my pieces back together and did the spray and wet it down technique and then squeegeed it on. Then I had to just like retrim everything just with a scalpel. Then I had to stick 1,000 little pieces of double-sided foam tape to the back before putting up a stencil so that I knew how to align everything on the wall. Putting it up was so satisfying, I can't even tell you how much. But get ready because we are about to do the reveal to my client, Sue. Alright, so just be careful. We're just going to go slow, so try not to bump you into anything.
Oh, I can feel you sweating.
Oh, I'm so sweaty. Okay, Sue.
Yes.
Now I want you to picture exactly what everything looked like
Before.
before.
Yep.
Okay, so have that in your mind. You're in reception, by the way. Okay.
Yep.
And ready in 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
She's speechless. Yes. Yes.
Is this my clinic?
This is your clinic.
Wow, it's like so awesome. Where's my reception go?
Oh,
Right, and everything's perfect.
Chandelier.
wow. Wow. You know what? I like everything. Like the rock, plan, card. You said you mean like you want to change my
Yeah.
really great. I just listened
A
to
little bit different than the traditional. Everything is sexy curves, if you haven't already noticed.
That's really trendy. I don't know what to say. My God. Nicole, you're amazing.
On the next episode of the Skin Clinic Makeover, I'm going to tackle Sue's office and her main treatment room. Going to do a little bit of styling, bit of furniture makeover, make a circular garden, and then I am going to turn her powder room black. And she has absolutely no idea that I'm even doing this room. Find out how she takes it. Thanks so much for watching.